Alright, welcome to another hacking video from Stealth Data Zero. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your system anonymous. What I'm going to be showing you is how to use the program ProxyChains. And what we're going to be doing with this program is routing your network's traffic through Tor's relays. And what this essentially means is, one, the program will change your IP address every couple of minutes or so. Two, it's going to hide your true IP address, which is essential when doing like an Nmap scan, and you don't want the person that you're doing the scan on to know your true IP address, or using Metasploit, or even using your browser to surf the web. Whatever the case may be, you don't want people knowing your IP address when you're doing pen testing or hacking and things like that. The first thing you're going to need to do is hit app get install Tor, and that's going to give you everything that you need for Tor. As you can see, I already have Tor installed, so we're good to go on that. And then the next thing you want to do is we're going to need to edit the ProxyChains config file. So what you're going to do there is type nano and then /etc/proxychains.conf and hit enter. And when you get into your config folder, it's going to look slightly different than mine. If you're familiar with programming, you'll know that these pound signs are comments. So that means everything that's commented is inactive. So they'll comment some of the commands to make them not active. So what we're going to do is uncomment the dynamic chains. Yours will be commented when you open your config file up for the first time. And then your strict chains should be uncommented. You want to make sure you comment that, so add a pound sign here where strict chains is, and then take the pound sign away from dynamic chains. Then we're going to scroll down. I'm just using my arrow keys for this. This is to help prevent the DNS leak, what I told you about making sure that your DNS is secure. And like I said, I will be making a video on how to change your DNS. But this will help lock that down a little bit. So you want to uncomment this. This will be commented, and you need to uncomment this, proxy DNS. So these two things need to be uncommented. And this is pretty easy, so just make sure you have this the way I have it here, and Nano will help point it out. So now we're going to go down to the proxy list. Okay, so it's going to say the SOCKS 4, and then this is the Tor relay, so you can run your proxy through the Tor network. That's the default proxies, is the Tor proxies. It's using SOCKS 5 originally. What we're going to want to do is add, or SOCKS 4 originally, what we're going to want to do is add SOCKS 5 because it's more secure and more up to date. So you want to type SOCKS 5 right here, and then hit the tab button on your keyboard. Then type your loopback address, which is 127.0.0.1. Then type 9050 for the port, and then you'll be good to go once you have made all the adjustments that I have told you to make here. So you want to hit Control O to save it. It's going to ask you to write it out, so you hit enter, and then hit Control X to exit. Then we're going to clear this, so type in clear, enter, and now we're going to make sure ProxyChains is working. So we're going to hit service, Tor start, and once you have had installed Tor, like I showed you, it will just give your command line back again like that. Then you want to hit ProxyChains. Then we're going to use the Firefox browser, so type in ProxyChains, and then Firefox, and then www.duckduckgo. I'm choosing to use DuckDuckGo because we're talking about being anonymous here, and this is one of the search engines that don't track all of your data. So you just enter on that command once you type that in, and you'll see that ProxyChains will activate. And you don't have to worry about any input here. Your browser could just take a second just because it's running through proxies now. So that's to be expected for your latency to be a little bit more slow and things to load a little bit more slow. If it's the same speed or close to the same speed, that's great. But that's just the case with using proxies. So now what our traffic is doing is running through the Tor network, and like I said, your IP address will be changing and it will show a false IP address, and I'm going to show you how to check to make sure everything's up and working properly. So we'll just let this load here. Type in DNS leak test. Then go to dnsleaktest.com. And it says I am from Ann Arbor in the United States with the IP address 35.0.127.50. I assure you that is not my public IP address. I would not put my public IP address all over the internet. And I am very far from Ann Arbor, United States. So if you also want to check to make sure your DNS isn't leaking, you can hit the standard test or the extended test, but this is how you can find your IP address. Or you can go to Google and simply type what's my IP address, and that will work just as well too, but I didn't want to use Google because they track your information, and as you can see, none of these came back as my IP address, so that's good there. It's saying from Chicago, so it's actually saying from a different place than the IP address was from, so that helps even more, keep you more anonymous. So that's all good to go there. So that's locked down. So right now my system is pretty locked down. I did change my DNS previously, so that might be the reason why the DNS leak test was good. But ProxyChains should lock that down for you. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on how to change your DNS after this video anyways. So if you want to just do like an Nmap search or something using ProxyChains, I'm going to show you how to do that there. You just want to open up a terminal and type in ProxyChains. So PROXY. And now you could do your Nmap scan or whatever the case may be. Start up Metasploit with the MS console command, or whatever the case may be. Your terminal now is also running through the Tor relays and also anonymized. So you can see how it anonymized your browser traffic, and it anonymizes your terminal traffic as well. So it locks down your whole system. You can also start it by adding it to your favorites here, but that's not really necessary. It's very easy to just type ProxyChains, and if it's under your applications, under post-exploitation as well. But that's how you lock down your system and keep things anonymous and hide your IP address. If you want to make sure your IP address is changing, you can hit service Tor restart and hit enter. It will restart Tor, and then you can do another IP address search through the web browser. So that's how you use ProxyChains. Now your system is anonymous, and you can actually do anonymous hacking or whatever the case may be. So go knock yourselves out, have some fun with it, and as always, keep hacking.